Hi, it's Nell. I'm continuing on with this succulent series, and this video is all about problems you might have with succulents. Oh, and you might notice that I'm in a different location. I am in my kitchen because it's hecka windy outside, so hopefully the sound is okay because I have 14-foot ceilings in here, so I'm going to be talking a little bit on the softer side. Hopefully these problems are not going to arise for you, but I just want to make sure that you're aware of them just in case any of these issues come up. And the solutions for them will be in the blog posts. Some of them are very, very obvious, but I'm going to have more in the blog post, the details about what you can do about them. So the first one is the light is too low. Succulents need bright, natural light to do their best. So I will tell you what to do about this. If it's not getting enough light, you can move it to a source that has more natural light coming in, a spot that has more natural light. Or you can get supplemental lighting. That's something that I'm not familiar with because I grow everything in natural light. So the next one would be it's getting too much sun, too much hot sun, because succulents, because they're full of water, easily burn. And next is they might be overwatered. And I think you know what to do about that. Succulents don't need a lot of water. I've done a separate video and post on this for you. So next is letting the plant sit in a saucer with too much water. And you should keep the saucer dry if there's a saucer, because it's going to hold too much water and it'll eventually lead to root rot. Next is not adjusting for the colder months. You care for them differently in the winter. They may need to be moved to a spot with more light, and you will need to back down on the watering frequency also. Next would be that it is in a pot with no drain hole. Succulents need excellent drainage, so you either need to plant it in a special way, which I'm doing a video on that, planting and maintaining with no drain hole, or you need to put your succulents in pots that have drain hole or holes. And next is that the plant sinks down into the pot. I've seen this quite a few times. The plant will sink about an inch or two into the pot, so it's below the rim of the pot, and water can easily collect around the stems and the crown, and that will eventually lead to rot. Next is that you mist too often. They don't like to have a lot of water on their foliage at all, so don't miss them. They don't need it. The plant might have been very wet when you bought it and it just never dried out. I've seen, I'm sure you've been to Home Depot, Lowe's, those stores where they keep the plants really, really tight and they're under artificial light. It just gets wet, you know, they get watered every day, so the plant might not just dry out as it needs to from the very get-go. Next is that the soil is too heavy. Succulents need excellent drainage. The water needs to drain out. It needs to be a nice chunky aerated mix, and it does need to just flow right out, and that is a problem. Next is that the pot is too big. You might have it in a larger pot than it needs to be in. There's more soil mass and there's more chance of that soil staying wet, which again will lead to rot. And the next one, I had to put my glasses on because I'm going to be performing some fine work. Another problem could be insects. Mealybug and aphids are the most common thing, can also get scale. Spider mites, I haven't seen that often, but that could be a possibility. I've done blog posts and videos on all those insects, so you can look on my website and just Google mealybug, aphids, blah, blah, blah. But my dancing bones has mealybug. So I don't know why I'm so happy about it, but you know, I can show you. And it's just a few spots. So I've put in this shot glass is not tequila. It's half water and half rubbing alcohol, and I have a Q-tip here. And this is mealybug here. It looks like cotton. So what I do is I just go and I dab it. I don't need to spray the whole plant because it is not everywhere. It's just here and there. So you just go through and you dab, and I just put it back in the alcohol each time. And that does the trick if you just have a few spots of mealybug. The next is that it's just the wrong succulent choice. There are some succulents that do much better indoors than other ones. I'm covering that in choosing, succulents. Websites have an indoor succulent, low light, succulents, so those are the ones that you want to choose. And the last one that I can think of, anyway, I might have more in the blog post if I think of anything, is that they're being over-fertilized. You're either fertilizing them too often or the concentration is too strong. I just use a little worm compost and compost on my succulents. I usually only fertilize them once or twice during the year, and I do it at half strength or quarter strength. So if it calls for a tablespoon per gallon, I'll use half a tablespoon per gallon. So that's how I fertilize them. The blog post will have more details, as I said. There will be solutions in there. Some of the solutions most of them are pretty obvious, but those are the problems that may arise. Hopefully you don't have any of them. So I hope you have found this video to be helpful. I appreciate all your likes and all your subscribes. Now let's get into our indoor succulent gardens and make our worlds a more beautiful place. I thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video in this succulent series, which I don't know what it is, but it'll be coming up next week.